Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We're here with another war, and this is going to be Matrix versus T-4-E. And I have a double Ultron war. I'm using Ultron on both accounts. And then on each account, I have one fight. Well, on my main, I have one fight with Shocker, and then on my ult, I have two fights with Titania. So I am once again splitting a path in Section 1. I believe last time it was with my ult I was splitting a path, but this time it's with my main because the second node, node 14, is an enchantress, and obviously I do not have a counter to her, as she can't really be countered by anyone that can counter Weapon X very well. And I am going to make one mistake in this fight right there. So I forgot about the spacing for his L1. And if you cannot finish a combo if you are against the corner. That's basically the only thing. Otherwise, it's super easy. Here, we're going to take advantage of cauterize to hit as much as possible. There is actually no reason to go for a heavy attack here other than to get the heal block up, because obviously the only way you can get the degens from the heavy attack are by knocking the defender down. And knocking the defender down makes them go debuff immune, so the degens don't activate. So, yeah, we do control that fight really well. One small mistake lost us most of our health, but I did have to wait over a day for the person to clear Enchantress, which was quite annoying. And they took a very long time because I did tag them. I did tag them to tell them their fight was open, and they just were busy, I guess. I don't know. So here we are in Section 2. We are on Path to Section 2, and then I do have two mini-bosses as well. And I was actually assigned someone else. I was not assigned Shocker this war, but I ended up changing my mind. And I originally was supposed to put White Magneto on a couple island mini-bosses, but because the player who had to clear me on node 14 took so long, by the time I was cleared, those fights had already gone down. So I had, I believe, 2 extra WAGs pre-fights to put on my own fights, and then 1 to go on someone else's fights. One of them was originally for me anyways, but it's now going to be 2 for me. So I'm just going to choose the 2 fights I think are a little tougher. And yeah, because I have all tech champs, I'm going to throw on the tech power back boost. Obviously, the tech power back boost, as well as the special damage increase, do nothing for Shocker. I mean, the power back boost does literally nothing, but the special boost does basically nothing, because let's be honest. I don't really understand the logic behind placing Dani Moonstar on this node, because I get that she's just a tactic defender and she's here to split paths, but if you're placing a defender to split paths, why would you also place another mutant tactic champ on this path? I don't understand that, but that's what they did. And yes, I did realize that because I have tactic, I can't miss, so I am able to just continue hitting there. Here I have to get a parry to get the heal block up, but that just makes Dani a little bit easier. Not that she's anything difficult in the first place, but there we perfectly time our L2 for right before the degens were about to expire, which means that we got the full benefit from the damage from the degens, as well as all of them counting towards our cauterize to just speed up the fight a little bit. Here we have a Havok. Havok is really not that much to deal with, and he's not going to be too tough for me. But this is on the exact same shock node that I believe I took Domino on last war. And actually, the funny thing is that when I took Domino here last war, Havok was on node 45. And this war, they've just swapped. So we're taking Havok here, and we will actually be fighting Domino on node 45, which is a little bit funny, I think. But yeah, really all you have to do against Havok is make sure you keep up your armor ups, at least 1 at all times, so that you don't die from explosion. Here I threw my L2 because I knew he has reduced combat power rate to compensate for his power gain. However, the power gain does not really matter because the tactic is going to reduce it. So you can safely throw your L2 when your opponent's at like maybe 2 1/3 of a bar of power. Probably not 2.5. That's probably pushing it. But yeah, the rest of the minis here, they're all mine. We have node 41 here, and we have this Onslaught. I am going to make a couple mistakes in this fight with Shocker. I don't remember if I miss a dex on an L1. I think I just get hit, but I actually don't. I just don't remember. I'm not like... I don't know. I actually just don't remember how this fight goes. I know I solo. I know I don't die. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Also, I go into this fight and instantly realize I forgot to take off Sui's. And then I go for a light intercept and it fails. So we're already starting off the fight just wonderful. We get our first L1 off. And because my Shocker is duped, we get to keep some of our power. The L1, every single time we bait it, it is going to activate the root because it's just so long. There's nothing I can do about that. It's just going to happen. But yeah, another L1. I am pretty good at full dexing the L1s, but at this point, because I got 2 L1s off, it is basically just rush to my L2, and as soon as I throw it, he's going to die. So we are losing quite a bit of health from blocking these hits, as well as from Sui's, but here we're just waiting to get one combo in. There, it didn't quite get us there, and unfortunately I think he doesn't throw the L2. That's very nice of him. But yeah, here we throw the L2, and we are going to get the heavy attack off. We have almost full ramp here, so this is going to be way overkill. As you see, yeah, 358k. He probably had 150k health left there, so 200k overkill, but that's completely fine. And here we're going to go to our last fight of the war, which is going to be this Domino. Pretty easy fight. Also, one of the other players put a Wags pre-fight on here, which is going to allow me to use my third and final Wags pre-fight for the only other fight left up on the map, which is not my fight, but it's Node 48 Killmonger. I was able to add a Wags pre-fight there, and I believe we ended up using Kate Bishop, and I know for a fact that player soloed. But yeah, this fight, really straightforward. I actually did not have a Wags pre-fight on here the last time, and that did make it quite a bit harder, but we just want to make sure to get our heavy attacks off when we can. Keep up global here. I know I'm going to activate my evade, and there I couldn't throw my heavy attack because the shrug off node was still active. It was not on cooldown, and it seems like she's just getting lucky on every single chance, which is just very annoying because you always have to be looking out for the evade. I think that's 4 times in a row she's gone lucky now. And there, that was supposed to be a first medium, but because I whiffed the hit, it ended up being a second medium, and that could have gotten me hit. But yeah, here we just need to put it on cooldown, and we do get this heavy attack off before it goes. But if you really need to get openings against Domino and you don't have Wags pre-fight, you can just dex or medium and counter with a light. It's really easy. Just about every single champ in the game can do it. But yeah, we lost a little bit of damage there to crit fail, but otherwise a very clean fight that I'm happy with. And yeah, I ended up going to put a Wags on this Killmonger, but you don't need to see that. We'll go to my alt account, where I have a death today, and it's not a very good one. So we have the team of Titania, Ultron, and Vision. Vision is just here for a synergy that extends the duration of Cauterize after you throw your special. It just pauses it for, I think, the first 8 seconds, and then it starts going down. And normally you'd use someone like Hulkbuster, but Vision actually has an additional synergy with Ultron that grants him plus 6% attack, and that's still not the best champion in that synergy. The best synergy for Ultron, I mean, not in that synergy. He probably is the best one for that synergy. If I had my Mr. Sinister available, I would bring him instead because his synergy is more valuable for Ultron. However, my Mr. Sinister is on defense, so I can't do that. So this is the next best option. We have this Kindred on the first fight. This is just the node where you get a little bit of damage back when you crit. There's also some sort of of prowess on this node. It doesn't really matter that much, and I'm trying to save my my unstoppable and all that stuff for when I have to pause his charges. He's not being very nice. He's already charged heavy twice, and we are getting dangerously close to degenning. And yeah, here we are going to start degenning, but I am going to throw a heavy attack soon so that the degen expires faster. And now I just need to bait a special, not degenning at all. And here we're going to eat up the last bit of the degen with our indestructible, which is perfect. And now we just need to bait one more special, or not. Yep, we're going to bait one more special, pause the charges, wait for the root to activate, and then throw the special. There we go. And he does go down with that special one. Little bit of a slow fight. One little mistake in there, letting him get to degen, although he was being very defensive, so hardly a mistake, but still could have been played slightly better. Here we have a Havok. The point of this node is critical setup, and when you crit him, he puts his plasma charges on you. However, Ultron has armor up, so plasma charges literally don't do anything. And this is just going to be a normal Havok fight, and he doesn't really do anything special. I think I don't throw my L1 there. Okay, good. At least I pushed L2. Bait the L2, and this is just a really fast fight. I barely even need to say anything about this fight. It's an insanely easy matchup. Nothing can really go wrong here unless you just don't know what you're doing at all. I do know the heavy spacing. Sometimes you can get away with one dex. Sometimes you have to use two dexes to get away from the heavy. But either way, regardless of the timing, if you do one dex, you can interrupt his heavy with your heavy as long as you time it correctly. So, pretty easy, pretty beginner strats on fighting Havok. Nothing really to say there. And yeah, 97% health finish. He goes down in a minute. Can't really get cleaner than that. So now we'll go into section 2. And I don't remember what path I'm on. Oh, path 2. Yeah, so we're on path 2 here. This is a really unusual place to see Weapon X. I don't really understand Weapon X on this node. I think there are much better nodes for him. But at least they placed a champion on the second node that can't be taken by any of the normal Weapon X placements. So that makes a little bit more sense, but I still think it's a very unusual placement because literally nothing on this node does anything for Weapon X. The whole point of this node is giving me Fury buffs and placebos, neither of which can help Weapon X. So I'm not going to lie and say that I understand this placement, because truly it is a mystery to me. But here, unfortunately, I am not going to have my heal block up. So I am able to miss, and he is power gaining. We're simply just going to wait it out. And there we waited it out. Now we are able to get our heal block back up. Going to throw the L2 to get a cauterize, and then I believe I'm going to counter this L2 with a heavy. Nope, we're just going to combo in and striker heavy, which also makes a lot more sense. And now he does have 7 degens on him. He is taking quite a lot of damage, and it does help that his little mode here where he goes unblockable actually makes him more aggressive, which makes him much easier to fight. And here he's going to activate it again. I didn't notice that I didn't have heal block up. I just did a really poor job of managing heal block in this fight. That's the truth. But I was fast enough to dex out of the L1. That was not my evade that saved me. That was me dexing. And yeah, 1 minute goes down. This is a little bit of an unusual matchup here. This is Peni Parker. And the thing is that the whole point of this node is to inflict shocks when the attacker has buffs. Titania is buff immune. So all the nodes don't matter, and this is literally just a Titania duel, which is fine. I'm going to throw on Science Power Back Boost. I don't know why, because I think I'm going to go for L2s in this fight. But, yeah, Advanced Power Boost makes sense. I guess I'm going for L3s. Rank 3 Titania, or sorry, Rank 2 Titania versus Rank 3 Peni Parker. I guess if you have a Rank 3 Peni Parker, you might as well place her, and this is kind of a better node than most, although even some buff heavy champions like Gallon would still absolutely shred her on this node. And yeah, we're just trying to get as much power as we can. And there, with 2 charges, a 10% chance to auto block, she auto blocks. So I'm just down a little bit of my health for no reason. I am going to choose to bait L2s in this matchup, although if he's going to throw L1s after a combo like this, then there's literally nothing I can do to stop him. I can just try my best. And yeah, we're just going to block the L2s after dexing the first hit, which is the normal way to do it. Looks like we are going to go for L3 here, and I'm waiting for the shield to come back up so that I can remove it before throwing L3. He is going to throw his L1, but because he does not have enough charges here to activate his power drain on me, that is going to be nice. Not really doing anything here. I literally am just waiting to get the shield down, and then I can throw my L3. And yeah. There we go. L3. This is going to do a lot of damage. It's not going to kill him, I don't think. But I could be wrong, and maybe it does. Let's see. 1 heavy, 2 heavies, 3 heavies. No, not quite. Going to leave him at 25%. He is at quite a bit of charges, so if he were to throw... I don't think 1 more L1, but I think 2 more L1s would do it. He would get... he would start power draining me. And yeah, he gets to 12 there, but I don't... Yeah, that doesn't power drain me, but the next one will. And I really am just trying to get the shield down before I get my unblockable back, because that is my easiest way to get it. But unfortunately, we have this. I could have thrown L2 there, because the last hit would have landed before... yeah, here I'm going to get power drained. I could have thrown L2 there because the last hit would have landed before the unblockable expired, but I guess I just wasn't really thinking about that in the moment. I was just focused on getting the shield down. And is this L2 going to do it? Still no. Heavy attack is. Okay, there we go. That fight goes down. And we are on to our last fight of the war, aka the fight I die to, which is going to be Negasonic Teenage Warhead. And this is a really bad matchup because usually Ultron is a great matchup for Negasonic. However, not on this node. And it's my fault for not noticing because countering heavy with heavy is not that big of a deal. It's not like the main thing in the fight. Tactic is the main thing in this fight. I really struggle to keep up the tactic. And it doesn't help that Negasonic is going to throw 0 specials in this fight. Now, I am going to get caught on my dashback right there. I was literally spamming dashback. I timed the first one, and I swiped back as fast as I could. I literally couldn't get out of the way fast enough. I don't know if it was an input issue or what it was, but I literally couldn't move. There was nothing I could do. And here I'm going to throw my L3 because I'm trapped in the corner. And I'm going to take the power sting damage, but there's literally nothing I can do. Now, I'm a big dum-dum. And right here, what I should have done is I should have dashed forward and I should have heavied. I didn't realize that... Look at this. I didn't realize that the stun was long enough for me to dash in and get a heavy and get the global up. So instead, I'm going to go in, throw a striker, and then throw a heavy attack, and the 40% chance to miss a hit is going to activate. So there was a 60% chance I could have saved this fight, because if I get tactic up, that's all I need. I would have finished the fight in 30 seconds. Instead, I'm not going to get tactic up. She's going to regen, or she's going to power gain straight to an L3. She's going to throw it, and the fight is over. And I died. Now, there's really one key mistake I made in this fight, and that was... just to be clear, an invuln would not have saved this fight. If I'd used an invuln, I would have died still. That did absolutely nothing. That would have done absolutely nothing. But if I had known that the stun would be long enough to dash in and throw a heavy attack, I would have survived. I didn't know, and I didn't react fast enough, and at the end of the day, that's all it takes sometimes for you to die. And just really unlucky. Not unlucky. Stupid because I'm bad. That's going to be it. I genuinely don't remember if we won or lost this war. Whatever's in the description is going to be correct. I'll update it right before I upload it. But we are now at 3 deaths on the season. I have 2 on my main, and this is the first death of the season on my alt account. And my PSR overall is at 51 out of 44 or 94%, and that is 34 out of 36 or 94% on my main, and 30 out of 31 or 97% on my alt. And my deathless streak is at 5 fights currently. I was kind of wondering how I should approach overall deathless streak when I die in a war, but I think what I'm just going to do is only count the fights from the account where I didn't die. I think that's kind of the best way to do it because, spoiler alert, the season's not over. We're currently heading into War 10 tonight, and I've already died again. Wait, have I? I actually don't remember, but it doesn't really matter. I have soloed the last 25 fights on my main because I died twice in, I think, the first, 2.5 wars, which was really bad start to the season. But yeah, that's going to be it. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.